Welcome, Brief Calculus students. I'd like to take a moment to welcome you to our MAT213 class, which is delivered in a live online lecture format. My name is Marianne Smith, and I'll be your instructor this semester. I've taught Brief Calculus for about 4 years at South Mountain, and I really enjoy working with the students in this course. Let's take a moment to look through the important features of the course, which is in Canvas. If you take a look at the course, you'll notice we have a Start Here module, which is required to be completed within the first week of the course, usually by Friday of the first week. There are some course expectations, an introduction, a little pretest to give you an idea of whether or not you need additional support for the prerequisite material in the course, and an online learning survey. Although the class is not an online class, it does have a sufficient amount of material available online that it's important to understand that some of this is going to be your responsibility, although we will have regularly scheduled online lectures. Also, we'll be using a homework program called MOER, Maricopa's Open Educational Resource Program. And it's important that you take some time to learn how this program works if you've not used it before. The last thing in Start Here is a Meet Your Class discussion board in which you're going to either write a post with a picture or create a video to tell us why you're enrolled in Math213, a little bit about yourself, your major, and that sort of thing, so we can get to know each other. It's my objective in this class that even though we're conducting it virtually, we want to build a community of learners, so it's important for us to get to know each other. Each other of the weeks in the module weeks in the course are broken into sections with learning activities. These involve section objectives, in other words, what you will learn in this section. Let's see if I can click on this and bring it up. Okay, so here we're going to be doing a review of the basic types of functions. And then there are videos, like a list of videos related to that topic. And again, these are links to YouTube videos. Okay, so you don't have to go searching for anything. And the last section is a link to a virtual textbook, which is free. It's embedded in the course as a whole textbook at the bottom of the module section. And then again, it's embedded here section by section if you want to look at it that way. Okay, so here's an example of what that looks like. Okay, let's go back to modules. Then after the learning activities section, there's an assignment section where you get to do homework in MOER. Let me just open that so you can see what that looks like. Okay, you don't need a login for MOER. You don't need to log into it separately. Everything is embedded right in Canvas. So you would just be able to start the assessment and go through the homework question by question. There's usually a feature that lets you try the question a couple of times, and if you get the answer wrong, you can try a similar question. So there's really no reason to not score 100 on all your homeworks if you take the time to do it. The homeworks are not timed, but it is important that you complete them by the due date. I've embedded some late passes in your Canvas course, so if you do find that you've run overtime, you'll be able to use a late pass to extend the due date by 72 hours. Please be judicious in your use of late passes. You only have 10 of them. Okay, and once those are gone, there's no way to extend the due dates on your assignments. It's really important to not get behind in this class, since it's easy to get overwhelmed with the material. If you find you're struggling with due dates or with the material, I'd encourage you to please contact me as soon as you can. You can send me an email in Canvas, and even when you're in the assignments, each question will have a message instructor link at the bottom, so you'll be able to message me right from within a question you're struggling with. Okay, in the first week is kind of light since you've got all the start here assignments to do as well. They're due by August 28th and these are due by the 30th. Okay, the second week is a full week, and you'll notice there are 2 sections that we're going to be covering. Okay, on our 2 live online lecture meetings, we're going to be covering, say here, section 1.2 on one day and then section 2.1 on the other day. However, it's a great idea if you can preview the objectives, the videos, and the textbook before coming to the online section class. Here are the assignments. Okay, and you'll notice this week's assignment also has a discussion. So you'll have homework and either a discussion or a grade check most weeks. And then I've put some supplementary materials here. There'll be applets that will help you understand the topic we're discussing. And there's sometimes some optional notes that are in addition to, but not required, to the readings that are assigned. Okay, so the idea is with the learning activities, do all of these. Look at the objectives, look at all the videos, read the textbook. Okay, the assignments that are required are do the homeworks, do the discussions, do the grade checks, and anything that's in supplementary is at your discretion if you want to review those. I'm just going to slide down a bit so I can show you that we do have exams embedded in the course. There are practice for these exams, which we'll go over in our live online lecture sections. And then there's this exam, which you will do on your own. Okay, and again, these exams are timed, so please make sure you have all of your material accessible to you before you get started. It's my policy for exams as well that if you take the time to write down your work and you want to scan that in at a later time and email it to me, I will give you partial credit on questions on the exams. You have to understand that since these exams are in a homework management system like MOER, MOER is kind of picky about the format of your answers. So you may be really close to the right answer but didn't enter it in rounded correctly or in the right format, and MOER marked it incorrect. That's why I'd encourage you to do your work on paper and then scan that in or take a picture of it and email it to me for partial credit. Okay, so that's pretty much an overview of the course. Again, what I would encourage you to do is get familiar with it, and if you have any questions at any time, please email me and ask. In this course, it's going to be critical to stay in communication with each other, and so please, if you don't show up for a couple of the live online lecture sections, expect me to try to get a hold of you. If you stop working in the course for a period of 2 weeks, I am actually required to withdraw you, but I will try to find you first. Okay, so again, name of the game here is communication. Let me know what's happening, and I promise I will stay in touch with you. I'm looking forward to working with you this semester, and I hope you enjoy Brief Calculus.